What is going on, everyone? I don't know why it lags every time we start one of these live streams. Guys, this is episode 58 of How to Wholesale. Today, I'm not going to cold call. I'm going to leave that to Thursday's live stream. I'm not going to call sellers. I'm not going to call realtors. I'm not going to do the typical How to Wholesale live streams. Guys, I'm not even going to underwrite properties. Today, a lot of you guys aren't going to like this. We're going to go through contracts. Because our business, wholesaling houses, is we don't buy houses, we don't sell houses. We don't buy land, we don't sell land. We don't buy subject to and seller finance deals. We don't buy multifamily properties, sell multifamily properties. No, we buy contracts, we sell contracts, we flip contracts. Today, guys, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about wholesaling contracts. I have been a real estate investor since I was actually 17 years old. So I have about 10 years of experience with these stupid contracts. I know a lot of things about contracts. I'm not an attorney, but I know more than most attorneys about contracts. And that's what we're going to cover today. All right. This is a crucial live stream. I know a lot of you guys don't want to cover contracts, but we're going to do it. Okay. What's up? What is up, my scallywags? Hello, mateys. What is up, everyone? Are you going to underwrite in after hours? Yes. So if you have a property you want me to underwrite, guys, if you need help with anything, go inside Wholesalers Academy. Let me link you guys the link. Have the link. Give me 1 second. And then I will underwrite your properties. We're going to bring you guys in. We'll have like a community live stream. All right. It's going to be super fun. You guys can come in, talk to me, ask me any questions. Here, I'm just going to go through and just lecture you for until, what time? Till 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got about an hour. All right. We got about an hour. So that's what we're going to do. Let me give you an hour lecture on all things contracts. Then we'll jump into there and I'll help you underwrite. All right. I just pinned the link. You guys can jump in if you want afterwards. All right. He's ready for Christmas. I am ready for Christmas. Hey, Max, I had a question. The list that you gave us for free in the class, where do they come from? X Leads, PropStream. Those actually came from Deal Machine. So if you guys don't know that, inside of Wholesalers Academy, we pull you a list of 10,000 leads every single day. We are actually dropping one tomorrow. Okay, so we'll drop one tomorrow. We may even drop it today. Not every single day. Every single week, we drop you 10,000 leads, and we're pulling these on actually Deal Machine, and I'm skip tracing and scrubbing them with Deal Machine. They're very, very, very good leads. So make sure to call those. There's 10, 20, 30. Dude, there's so many leads in here. There's like 50,000 leads for you guys to call. Okay. All right, one more question, then we're going to get into contracts. Hey, man, I'm East Coast, have X Leads. I can call from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Should I go west and do virtual, or should I call between 6 to sweet spots to call? Those aren't bad times to call, man. I'd call during those times. All right, you guys ready? Let's get going. Okay, so with all that being said, guys, inside the Academy, I just dropped a brand new course on contracts. We're also going to be rebuilding all of the courses in here. So just be patient with me. Everything is being rebuilt, but the contracts course was just rebuilt. So let's go through everything contract. The one thing we will not go through on the public live stream is I won't actually show you guys the full contract, right? Because the contract templates are for the community members. So if you guys want access to my contract templates and the line-by-line annotations that go through every single line of the contracts, that's for inside the Academy. I dropped you guys videos on everything. All right, so please go watch those. But what we're going to cover today is everything you need to know about contracts. I got so much information. This is going to be a long lecture. So before I get started on all thing contracts, what are some questions you guys have related to contracts? What do you guys have? What are some contract related questions that you guys have? Just ask them here in the chat. And then we're going to dive over to the Academy and I'll get you guys all set up there. Come on. What kind of questions do you have? I will, Antonio, anything wholesaling related, I'll answer in the after hours live stream here in 50 minutes. I want to open up this session to contracts. All right. Come on. I know you. Okay. Do you want me just to start lecturing on all things contracts? So I will start very basic, guys, and then we're going to go advanced. You guys go with that? We're going to start basic. Then we're going to go advanced. So innovation, that is extremely advanced. So we'll cover that at the end. Let's start basic and then I'll go advanced. Are cash and seller finance contracts different? Okay. That's like medium level. Okay. So we're going to get there in the middle of this live stream. How do we use rabbit sign? Oh, well, that's actually one that we can get to. That's pretty fair. Okay, what kind of e-sign? That's good. Okay. You downloaded Jerry Norton's contract template. It's a little long. I can go through Jerry Norton's contract template. You want to send it to me if you want? Yeah. Okay. Once I get the purchase and sale agreement signed with the seller and find an end buyer, what do I do? Is it just okay, that's a great question. You have a question about assignment of contracts. Okay, there's different types of contracts. You have a PSA, a purchase and sale agreement. You have a JV agreement. You have an assignment agreement. Max, when do I use each one? Okay, good questions. Are we getting the sellers to sign a contract while on the phone with them? Yeah, oh yeah, good questions. Can we get a one-call close? Have we done a video on Trek land contract? I've never done a video on it, but very, very straightforward to fill out. I can teach you. How would a double close? Okay, that's more advanced. All right, these are good questions. I like these questions. We're going to try to get to all of them. When we use a template for real estate, can we change it for land? Okay, so a similar question to the seller finance one. How is a land contract different than a house contract? Okay, all righty. Let's get going. So let's start very, very, very basic, guys. Contract flow. Let's start with a contract flow. So the seller, when we're talking to a seller, everyone, when we're talking to a seller, what do we do? Okay, lease back on a contract. Are you adding any option? Oh, there's so many questions. What? So, my God. Okay. When we're talking to a seller, okay, we send them a purchase and sale agreement. Once we have the property under contract, and we're going to get more in depth today, we're really going to focus on a purchase and sale agreement on today's lesson. Then you guys, if you want to JV with another wholesaler, this is an optional step. You're going to sign a JV agreement. So let's say you guys want to send a deal to a dispo partner, someone like me at maxdispo.com. I then send you a JV agreement. Or if you want to do something called bird dogging, that's when you would use a JV agreement. Okay. Then the dispo partner, you are now in a relationship with the wholesaler and now the dispo partner. That person will send an assignment agreement to the end buyer. So let's just draw this out real quick for you guys. So you have the seller. Okay. This is the seller. This is the wholesaler. We're starting basic. Told you, this is going to start super basic. Then we're going to get into crazy stuff like novations and seller finance and all this stuff. We're going to start basic to make sure that we all understand the fundamentals. There's the buyer, okay? So we got seller, wholesaler, buyer. Seller, you guys are going to sign a purchase and sale agreement, PSA. This is the standard contract template, right? A purchase and sale agreement. When you're buying a house, when you're wholesaling, you're getting properties under contract with PSAs. Then you are going to sell them to your buyer with an assignment agreement, okay? An assignment. Now, if there is another wholesaler involved, okay, wholesaler number 2, maybe a dispo partner, that is when you guys can then sign a JV agreement together, okay? Everyone's on the same page. Okay, cool. We're starting basic. Okay, and how do the numbers shake out? Pretty simple. Let's say we got a property under contract for $150,000. Okay, we got the property under contract for $150,000. Okay, now we sold it to the buyer for $165,000. That's a $15,000 fee. If we signed a 50-50 JV agreement, that'd be $7,500 each. Okay, basic stuff is done. Now, we're going to talk about title process, how that whole process works. We're going to talk about the timelines, all the effective dates, the earnest money dates, the inspection windows, all that stuff. We may even get into blind HUDs and double closes, but let's just go through the glossary here. I'm not going to go through every single word, but are there words in here, guys, that you don't know what they mean? Because the goal is that you guys should know pretty much what every single one of these means. Then we're going to dive into the contracts and start going through the actual contracts. All right. It's Jason McCauley. What's up with my JV deal I sent to Max Dispo? When did you send it, Jason? I'm going to be helping you guys all out on deals here after this in the after hours. Okay, you guys got a lot of questions. Why have an inspection period when it's being sold as is? We always need inspection periods as wholesalers. Okay, because we need the time to inspect the property. I mean, just because it's being sold as is doesn't mean we don't need time. Oh, well, Jason, I mean, if you just sent it, well, then you have to give us time to look at it. Okay, is an addendum and an amendment a same thing? No, it's not. That's a good question, though. An amendment changes a contract. An addendum is adding on to a contract. Okay, Jason, we're going to get to you after this. All right. So, guys, very, very simple things in here. You guys should more or less know what everything means. And at the end of this live stream, my goal is for you to know what every single one of these words mean. If there is one of these that you guys don't know, jump in the academy and let me know. Okay. Let's walk through an actual contract right now. Okay. So I'm going to open up a contract. Let's go line by line through a contract and see what a contract must have. Okay. This is now where it's going to get fun. This is where it's going to get fun. So let me make a copy of this. Stand by. Keep putting your questions in here. What's up, Dave? Dave, let's teach you about contracts too. You can never learn too much about contracts. Okay, so here I'm gonna make a copy of this one. File, hold on, let me make a copy of this. File, make a copy. I just want to highlight things and unhighlight things. All right, it's like good faith money to show you're serious. All right, dude. Contract. Once you learn contracts, guys, they're not that scary. It's just that when you're new, it seems really, really scary. So here we go. So guys, all right, here's a contract. Here is our Sailor contract template. This is what we call a two-pager. Why do we call it two-pager? Because it's 2 pages. So something like a Trek contract or a state-approved contract, if you're wholesaling in the state of Texas, I have a video showing you how to fill it out. You should, it's old Max. You should probably be filling out this contract. These are state-approved contracts. Okay, here you have the land contract, seller financing, single family. This is everything that the Texas state, right, Trek has approved. And these contracts, this one's 15 pages. It's a lot more in depth. And each state's going to have their own state-approved contract. If you're doing on market, if you're working with a very savvy seller, you're going to want to use a state-approved contract. If not, I like to use what I call a two-pager. A two-pager does not scare the seller. It's a very simple agreement. It's 2 pages. It's very basic. Okay. Starts off with a title. These contracts need titles. This is a purchase and sale agreement. Okay. The agreement is entered into as of. This is the effective date. Effective date, guys, is super duper important. Effective date is the day where your deal starts. Why does that matter? When we're wholesaling, everyone, we have a timeline. Okay. There's a certain timeline for you to give your earnest money in. There's a certain timeline for your inspection period. Your inspection period is the time that you can wholesale a property. Okay. If you're after your inspection period, now you are what we call hard. It's a weird name. I can explain what that is. Your risk of losing your earnest money. So you only want to wholesale during the inspection window and then your closing date. So your timeline, all of these things, these 3 things, okay? Earnest money, inspection period, and closing date. The 3 most important dates, they all look back at your effective date. Just like how your birthday looks back at the day you came out of your mother's womb. The closing date, the inspection period, the earnest money is all looking at this effective date. Now, a lot of you guys think the effective date is the day you put on the contract. That is wrong. You guys want to know what the actual effective date is? The date where your contract starts. Do you guys know the answer to that? See, all of you guys are dropping off. Only 59 of you are here. I don't care. We're learning about contracts today. You guys know what the effective date is? All right. It's not what you think. The effective date is the day that both parties have signed the contract. Yes, signed. So if you guys want a copy of this contract template, it's in the school group. I'm not going to give it out here publicly. So it's when it is both signed. Exactly. So you guys want to learn a secret hack. If you are unsure, this is my one big takeaway for you guys. You guys are doing your first wholesale contract. What should you do? Well, 1, you guys should go and take this entire course and watch every single one of these videos. 2, if you need support, you need a TC to help you. You have questions about contracts, go to the school group. We have fail safes in here. That's what I try to teach is fail safes. Go in here, post, and we will have a TC, literally a transaction coordinator, look and help you. Okay. But 3, if you are unsure about your contract, but you still want to send it, don't countersign. This is a contract. Let's say I wasn't sure about everything I did. Let's say I don't even know if I really want the property. You can send the contract. Now, talk to an attorney, whatever, and you just don't sign the last page. Just don't sign it. If the seller signs it, but you don't sign it, it's not an effective contract. The effective date hasn't started. Make sense? A lot of you guys send contracts to sellers, but you guys sign it first. I have never sent a contract to a seller when I sign it first. I'm always the second person to sign it, because then what I'll do is I'll review it again, and sometimes I'll catch mistakes. So don't sign first. I sign second. It's a little bit of a backup strategy, okay? It's like plan B for your girlfriend. All right, there we go. Now, let's keep going through. Now. Do you guys think this is all easy? I'm giving you guys all the tips and tricks here. Seller and buyer. A contract must have two names, seller and buyer. Okay. Buyer is very simple. It's you. Okay. Questions for the chat. Do we need an LLC in order to wholesale? Do we need to have an LLC? I got that question today in Discord. So who asked me that question today in Discord? He was like, Max, do I need to set up an LLC so that I can wholesale? Bro, I'm not giving you guys legal advice on here, but you can, not saying you should, you can wholesale in your own name. Okay, that was a Pobu. Okay, a Pobu was asking, do I need LLC? You don't have to. Okay, but it's a good idea. It's a good idea to limit liability. Okay, but what we should be putting in our contracts is and or assigns. So right after, guys, you put your name. Okay, right after you put your name, you're going to write and or assigns. This just tells the title company, it tells the world that, hey, I'm going to assign this contract to a buyer. We'll get in that too in a second, okay? So I always write and/or assigns after my contracts. The contract templates, Hogan, are in school. So click that pinned link above. These are my contract templates. What proof will we have to show that we signed on a certain date to make it effective? That's great, Stephen. That's why we should always be using a form of a DocuSign and electric signing software. Now, you guys may not know this, but I have my own electric signing software coming out soon called Contract Cannon. It's coming out soon. It's going to be available for you guys inside the community. It's going to be game-changing. However, you guys can use DocuSign, but DocuSign's expensive, so I recommend you use RabbitSign. RabbitSign is a free version of DocuSign, 100% free. Okay. Just go create an account. I should probably make a video on how to use RabbitSign, so I can do that for you guys. But you can send your contracts electronically, and then when the seller clicks sign, it's going to be time-stamped. Okay. It's going to be time-stamped. So you always know the time where they signed. Yeah, I used to do a little bit of meta ads. I do mostly Google ads. I can give you my thoughts as a friend. I can't give you my thoughts as an attorney, but yes. Sure. Okay. So can we add and or side addendums instead of behind our names? You should be able to get away with it, but some title companies may not accept it. Some states are more stringent. So just to be safe, I put and or assigns next to my name. You should be able to just put it in the contract. Guys, that's called an assignment clause. We have assignment clauses in our contract. So if you looked contract template, these are all, by the way, guys, these are all templates. These are not, the contract in the Discord is not a contract. It is a template. It is for educational purposes only. It has been approved by my attorney for my use cases. I'm providing it to you for educational purposes only. Thank you. But in our contract template, buyer may assign this agreement without seller's further consent or compensation. Buyer shall remain responsible for performance under this agreement the assignee fails to perform. This is an assignment clause. So we haven't even gone through the whole, or barely into the contract, okay? We're going to get there. But this is the most important clause in wholesaling. This is allowing you to sell this contract, okay, to an investor. This is what separates our contracts, our real estate contracts, from wholesaling contracts. Wholesaling contracts from real estate contracts is that we put this clause in there. Okay. Now, some of you are asking, Max, if I have this clause, do I need to write and or assigns next to my name? I would write and or assigns next to your name. Now, Max, what do I say? I put and or assigns next to my name, and the seller says, what is this? Or the realtor's like, why are you wholesaling? I have a secret thing that I tell them that 100% works for me every single time. I have a magical sentence that I tell them where every time they say, hey, why are you putting assigns on your contract? They say, oh, that's fine. You guys want to know what it is? Did I put it in the course? Oh my God, I don't even think I put it in my course. It's disgustingly dirty. I'm going to take note of that. You guys want to know what it is? It's a fail safe. It's so good. Let me take note of this. Hold on. I got to make sure I add that to the course. All right. Let me take note. Add my foolproof assignment pitch. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll tell you guys afterwards in the after hour live stream. It's so good. It's so good. So if anyone ever says, why are you assigning the contract? Why are you putting and or assigns? What does that mean? You say this and they say, oh, that's fine. That's going to be their instant response. Oh, that's fine. It's so good. Okay. Anyways, let's keep on going through. So we're going to try to hurry up, guys. But what I really want to stress is why we need to study contracts so much is because there's a lot more to it than you think. A lot of these things you thought were easy. Dude, we're literally in the first part still. We're 20 minutes into this class. We've only gotten here. We haven't even gotten here yet. So you can see why this stuff is so important. Seller is not that easy. I've seen wholesalers lose tens of thousands of dollars because they don't do the seller part right. If it doesn't say non-assignable, is it assignable? Man, some people argue that all contracts are assignable. Some people don't. I would say just lean no. If you don't have assigns or assignable in your contract, just accept the fact that it probably won't be assignable. So then you're going to probably double close. Okay. Then you need to do a double close. You can get a copy of these contract templates inside of the school group, my man, and my entire contract course. I just released a contract course. Okay. So guys, assume that if you did not put and or assigns in your contract, it is not assignable. Okay. Just assume that it's a better way to go about your business. Here's the link to join. That's a good answer, Joseph. That's a good answer. Mine's better. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. That's not a bad one. Okay. Anyways, guys, sellers, you guys are doing sellers wrong. I've seen wholesalers lose thousands of dollars because they put the seller information in wrong. What do we put here? Do we just put the seller's name? Are we just putting the seller's name right here? Who wants to take a shot on this one? I can tell you maybe. So what do we do here? If you're on the phone with Abdu Gamanji, hey, yo, Abdu Gamanji, I'm going to send you over the contract right now for $155,000. Sounds good? Cool. You put it in the rabbit sign. You send it over to him. He signs it. Oh my God, I just got the deal under contract for $40,000. It's the deal of a lifetime. The house is worth $150,000. Think it's maybe too good to be true? Maybe Abdul Gamanji doesn't actually own the property. Maybe Abdul Gamanji is a scammer, faking as the seller. You don't think that can happen? It can happen. So that's one situation. Maybe Abdul Gamanji has a wife or a husband. It's 2025. Abdul Gamanji could have a husband. Okay? Maybe they're on title together. On title means that they own the property together. So if they own the property together, Abdul Gamanji does not have the right to sell the house without the consent of his wife or husband. They both need to be on the contract. Or three, maybe Abdul Gamanji doesn't actually own the house. Maybe his business owns the house, his LLC, or maybe his trust owns the house. So we need to make sure we're putting the right name, because if you put Abdul Gamanji, but it's actually Abdul Gamanji LLC, you don't have a valid contract. $10,000, $50,000 gone. How do we find that? Haram. That's haram. Exactly. That's not good. All right. So how do we do that? How do we know? Well, the first thing you can do is ask. Hey, Abdul Gamanji, I'm going to send you over this property right now. Just want to make sure, do you own the property under your name? Or is there someone else on title? A husband, a wife? I don't judge 2025. No, I'm not. I'm straight, bro. Okay, cool. Do you own it in an LLC or a trust? Yeah, it's actually in a trust. It's a 123 Main Street Trust Acquisitions Revocable 1. Okay, thank you. Or you just find the public records. That's it. Just find the public records. Yeah, it's not that hard. So how do we find public records? Guys, the way I used to do it, pain in the ass, I used to go to the government website. So here, I'll show you. This is why you pay $20 a month to join my course, guys. I used to go to Google, go to online record search. So let's say this is the Dallas County website. You just you have to go and figure things. It's such a pain in the butt. It's probably more in the tax records department, or you can just use one of your softwares. So XLeads, have you guys heard of XLeads? Zach software, good software. You can go to xleads.com, log in. You can do the same thing with PropStream, Batch Leads, Deal Machine, PropWire, all the softwares. Go in there, okay? I'm trying to log in. Hold on. They're sending me a security code. 1 second. I want to look into it. I want to join you. Dude, yo, guys, you know what's sick? We are the top 3 fastest growing school groups in the world. In the world. We are crushing it. Absolutely. Ronaldo's a smart. Your name's Ronald. I thought your name was Ronaldo. Damn. Nah, dude, we're killing it, guys. We have, check how many members we have. Check this out. Check this out, guys. We launched 45 days ago. I'm so blessed. 1,415 of you. Let's go. It's because we're providing so much value, and a lot of people are making money. Where was I at? Let me show you how to do this. Hold on. Let me get into XLeads here real quick. So, and Thursday is going to be the craziest day of your guys' lives. So what if I told you guys that for $20 a month, you could save $25? You guys would be like, what? I'm making $5. Yeah, wait for Thursday. Just wait for Thursday, guys. Anyways, here we are inside XLeads, guys. This is a software just like any other wholesaling software, except this is one of my favorites. It's actually my favorite. Oh my God, I just logged in. Son of a... One second. Zach, can you make it easier to log in? There we go. Okay, so now let's look at a property. 123 Main Street. Let's go to leads. 123. So you type in the seller's property. Okay, so here you go. What you can do, I don't want to show everything on YouTube because my video is going to be taken down, but you can scroll down, guys, and you can find the actual owner of record. And it may not be a name. It could be an LLC. It could be a trust. This is the easiest way of doing that. Yep, buyer is Sarah Steffenhagen. So there you go. It's just owned by Sarah Steffenhagen, and it's not owned by Sarah Steffenhagen. It's not Sarah Steffenhagen and Carl Steffenhagen. It's not Sarah Steffenhagen Trust. It's not We Do Business LLC. That's the name. That's simple. Okay? Cool. Now, guys, we are 30 minutes deep, and big congratulations, guys. This big claps to all of us. We have gotten to Section 1 of the contract. Good job, team. Good job, team. We have gotten to Section 1 of the contract in 30 minutes. So you can see how dense contracts are. This is not something you can learn in an hour. This is something you learn over time. And that's why it's so important to have a course that takes you through every single step, okay? Because these little things I'm teaching you about is what no one else is actually going to teach you. I learned it from losing a lot of money. Now I want you to make sure that you don't make the same mistake. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm just going to give you a high-level overview of everything, and then I'm going to get into the cool shit, right? You guys asked about novation, seller financing, land, the cool stuff. Let me just give you a really, really, really high-level overview. Sounds good? And then if you guys want to learn more about this, all these specific things, just jump into the course and actually take it. But what else does a contract need? So we need to put the property address. If the property does not have, I'm going to fire this off, okay? So just take notes. Property address. If you don't have the property address, put the legal description or the APN. If it's a land deal, you may not have an address. All right, let's continue. Earnest money and inspection period. We're going to get back to that. That's really hard, okay? Closing, guys. I would typically recommend 30-day close. We can close as fast as like 10 to 14. It may take longer. We're going to get to closing here in a second. We talked about the assignment agreement. I'm going to get you in a second, Adam. Thank you so much. That was really way too kind of you. And then honestly, guys, just want to let you know that we are buying properties as is. So it's really important that we're adding the as is condition to our contracts. Okay. And the cash condition. So when we're buying a property, guys, when we're buying a property, what do we say to sellers? Hey, yo, my name is Max. I am buying your property as is, all cash, and I can close fast. So how do we prove that to the seller? Well, in our contracts, we have a statement that says as is, which means we're not asking the seller to do any work to the property. You don't need to fix anything. We're buying it as is. Also, we're closing relatively fast. A typical transaction can take 45, 60 days, right? We're going to try to do 14 to 30 as our goal. So in the closing date, make sure you just act quickly. The last thing is in the purchase price, we make sure that we put payable in all cash. One of you guys had a question. Max, how's a seller financing contract different? Max, how's a creative finance contract different? I'm going to get into that right now. Let's check the question from Adam, and then we're also going to get into title. I love the school group so much. It's helping me a lot. I'm going to get my first deal at dude, what? Okay, Adam, firstly, save your $5. Adam's 14 years old. Adam, have you heard of, why am I so bad with names? My favorite 12-year-old who got his wholesale deal. Have you watched that video? It's down here. This man, 12 years old. Okay. He just got his third deal. You can absolutely do it, Adam. All right. Dude, Adam, dude, I don't know if I believe you, Adam. That's so sick, dude. So guys, someone like Adam can't legally sign a contract. Okay. So what's Adam going to do? Adam's going to need to JV with someone. Maybe his parents are going to be the ones actually doing the contracts. You know what I'm saying? Adam cannot legally sign a contract. He's a minor. All right. How do I start calling? There's a lot of great questions. We're going to get to all your guys' questions in the school group. So what we do here, guys, is after I lecture like an annoying jerk, I do an hour lecture. We jump into the after hours live stream where we all turn on our cameras, we all turn on our mics, and we all just chat and hang out as a community. That's going to start here shortly. I have an LLC with my father. Dude, you're off to the races. Adam, anything you need, you get special treatment from me, bro. Firstly, thank you for the money. Don't send me money again. That was way too kind of you. But also, anything you need, man, I will put you under my wing. Let's help you out here. All right. You guys got a lot of questions. Okay. So you guys want to know, you want me to answer some of your questions? Well, real quick, there's a few things we haven't talked about in contracts. We've covered the basics. So congratulations, we covered the basics. We have not covered earnest money. We have not covered inspection periods. That's the really tricky stuff. Let's take that, put it off to the side for a second. One thing we need to focus on is some of you are asking, Max, seller finance contracts, land contracts, subject to contracts, are those different contracts? They can be, or they can be addendums, not amendments, addendums. So what's the difference? All right. Back to the classroom. This, we have termination and amendment contracts. These are separate contracts that you might need. Okay. You can get those in the Captain's Chest, which is our premium membership. Okay. Here you get a termination agreement. This is how you terminate a contract. Real quick, guys, make sure that you send a termination agreement into the title company and to the seller when you back out of a contract. If you just send a text or an email, you could still be liable. Okay, so make sure you actually send a termination agreement. I provide templates in the academy. An amendment contract, if you're making a change to your purchase and sale agreement. This is your purchase and sale agreement. You need to make a change. Something happened. You got a price reduction. You need to extend the closing. You need to just give the seller more money. I don't know. You need to change a contract. You don't send a new contract. You send an amendment contract, which changes the current existing contract. An amendment contract may look like this. Okay. If you guys want access to those 2 contracts, plus free earnest money lending, plus a bunch of other stuff, okay, then what else do you get? You get proof of funds. So here's a $1 million proof of funds. Bunch of stuff. You're going to have to go to the classroom and click Captain's Chest and upgrade to premium. All you do, guys, is it's literally just the same price, okay? It's just you buy an annual membership. It's just called premium. You're just buying an annual membership. Okay, you get access to all this stuff. Okay, anyways. And an addendum is a contract that goes with a contract. Okay, it's a secondary contract. So when we're doing seller financing land subject to, you typically want to add addendums that just have a little bit more specific language about the thing that you're doing. But really, what's changing? Let's start with seller financing and sub 2 and then in a land contract. Dude, honestly, not that much. Not that much. I really think people blow it out of the water. It's not that much, guys. So as someone who just bought a seller finance house about a month ago, I literally just sent a purchase and sale agreement. Let me give you a secret hack here, guys. I literally just sent a purchase and sale agreement. Okay, like this purchase and sale agreement. Okay, but the only thing I changed was instead of saying the purchase price is payable in cash at closing, I just said the purchase price is payable in this much cash, this much financing. This isn't legal advice, but I just bought a house doing that. Because all you're doing is it's pretty much the same contract template. I'm not saying it's the exact same. It's pretty much the exact same, but it's not. Okay, talk to your attorney. But all you're changing, you're just saying, hey, this is how much cash I'm giving you now, and this is how much we're financing. You just lay that out. Make sense? It's not that much different. There are some clauses that should be different, but here's the thing, guys. And with subject to, Max, how do I do a subject to contract? I don't have $15,000 to buy one. Guys, you're not buying these properties. You're wholesaling them. So the total purchase, I'm not saying you should do this. This is not legal advice. I'm just saying I've seen some people do this. I may have done it in the past. The total purchase price shall be payable in, so payable shall be payable. So amount payable in cash at closing. And I'm not saying do this. I'm just, for example, and payable in, how would we do this? Payable, you can just write in subject to, you can say the amount cash, you can say the mortgage balance and then subject to. It's not, you're overthinking it, guys. Now talk to your attorney, but here's the thing. Okay, let me just break this down for you real quick. When you get these contracts, you're sending them into title, right? And then guess what? The buyer who's going to buy it, the subject to or the seller finance buyer, they're going to create brand new contracts and pretty much just destroy yours. Any way around it when you're doing these creative deals. So your contract, if you're not closing on these properties yourself, they don't need to be some crazy contract. They just need to pretty much just say, hey, I'm wholesaling this as a sub 2 deal. Hey, I'm wholesaling this as a seller finance deal, and just laying out the details. Okay? The foundation is pretty much the same. As far as land goes, foundation's very similar. There are just some changes to make it more land specific. Again, the biggest one being land description and APN. Exactly. But sometimes you're just explaining the land and the different land characteristics. Okay. But to answer your question, guys, they're very fundamentally similar. There's just a little bit of language that's different. Okay. All right. Now that we're done here, we only have 15 more minutes before we jump into the private training, okay? Dude, why are you guys sending me money? Okay. I love driving. I live in, and then, okay. So then what we're going to do, guys, is get into inspection, an option period, and then I'm going to quickly dive into the crazy shit like novation, okay? I love driving. I live in New Orleans, LA. It's full of shitty and semi-shitty properties. Yeah, that's true. That's New Orleans for you. I see for sale signs for a long while. One, New Orleans is a good market. Max, how do I know if New Orleans is a good market? Here's what we're going to do. You guys, big announcement. GeoFlipper software is now available to everyone in the community, not just premium members. It's too good of a software. Everyone needs it. Go to geoflipper.com and put in an address or just put in a location. New Orleans. Search. New Orleans, the software says, is a great market. Okay, cool. You got it? So what's this doing? It's showing that there's a lot of activity here. There's a lot of investment activity in New Orleans. Is it as good as a market as, let's say, something like Dallas, Fort Worth? No, but it's not a bad market. Okay, so now we know that New Orleans is not a bad market. You love driving. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is build your 1111 G. So G, let's just assume you've never gotten a wholesale deal. You've only done a few wholesale deals. Go to wholesalestarter.com. This is a public website. Anyone can use it. And this helps you build your wholesaling stack. So if you have absolutely no money, G, what's your budget, buddy? Got to make this quick though, because I got to jump back into contracts. What's your budget, G? How much money do you have a month to wholesale? No, thank you. Thank you for showing up. Can you put a land contract for us into class? Yeah, I probably should. Let me work on that, David. I'm just starting. What's the historically fastest marketing channel to get a deal? What's your budget, Ben? So G has $600 a month. Okay, G, if you had $0 a month, you could absolutely just door knock. Sorry, not door knock. Well, I would do door knock and driving for dollars. And this would be your system. But because you have $600 a month, your budget and your systems change. You already have a good market. New Orleans is a great market. So, and you mentioned calling agents. You can do that 20% of the time. I wouldn't stick with that too much. You have a really nice budget, G. So what I would recommend doing is driving for dollars. This is the captain way of driving for dollars. You get a software like Deal Machine. Okay. You would get a CRM, you get a dialer, and you could just go crazy driving for dollars and just getting really good stuff. What I would recommend based off of your budget is I'd probably start cold calling, my guy, or wait until Thursday. That's all I'm going to say. Just wait until Thursday. Okay. And I would probably, do a really nice cold call setup. This only costs $287 a month. And you could be cold calling and having about 30-ish conversations an hour. You could be calling about 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 numbers a day by using Enzo Dialer and pulling your leads here. This would be my setup. If you guys want to try this, all you guys do is put your budget in and it tells you what's the best system for you. I can probably spend $1,000, but not past $2,000. Ben, talk to me at the end of the week. I can't say anything more than that, okay? Just talk to me at the end of the week. Ben, however, I will say that you can step it up. The difference between you and someone like G is you can actually hire a cold caller. So if you wanted to hire a VA, you're just in the budget, buddy, where you could actually hire a VA. Where does it trickle in? It's at 15, but honestly, it can be cheaper. You can hire a VA, my guy, and have them do pretty much that. Okay, Ben, come talk to me at the end of the week. What's up, Hansela? Did we close on our deal yet, Hansela? Did we make money on that Texas City deal? I can't even keep up. Did you get paid yet, bro? Land your first deal in 14 days, G. Also talk to me at the end of the week. But stick in your market. Your market's really good. I really recommend you drive for dollars and you door knock in your market. But I would throw in a little bit more of a virtual strategy that you can do at your house. December 1st, we close. What's up, Max? I'm thinking about Jerry Norton's WCL program. You think it's still worth it? Yeah, I mean, it's a great program. So I've gotten the leads. I haven't called enough of them. But I think we're still going through the list. So I'll keep you posted on it, Adrian. I'll keep you posted on it. But yeah, I mean, Jerry's a great guy and he always releases awesome things. So I will keep you updated on it. I have my acquisition agents going through it. Yeah, no, for sure, Adrian. Great question, man. Okay. Guys, back to this. We got to hurry. 9 of you live. We are finishing our contracts 101. So now that we've gone through pretty much most basics things on a contract, let's just get into the things that are a little bit confusing. Okay. The things that really get you guys confused is the earnest money and the inspection period is where a lot of you guys are tripping up. And then I want to quickly just talk about real quickly. I want to talk about the title process. And then we're going to fast jump into the cool shit like double closes and blind HUDs and novations. Okay. Let's talk about the timeline here. So We already told you what the effective date was. If you don't know, rewind this live stream to second one. But the effective date is not the date we put in the contract. It's the date that both parties have signed. Once you have signed that, you are now off to the races and your time has started. The clock is ticking. And in your contracts, you have an earnest money and an inspection period and a closing date. These are 3 dates that you must keep track of. Okay. The earnest money. What is earnest money? Earnest money max is a small amount. This is $10,000. This is $100. $100 is a lot more reasonable. What the F is a blind HUD? See, Olivia, you're going to learn new things too. $100. It's so sketchy. It's the fucking kinkiest thing. I love it. $100 is a good amount of money in the eyes of the law to say that this is consideration. The seller is giving you the option to buy their house, and in return for that option, you're giving them $100. Maybe you're giving them $1,000. Okay, maybe you're giving them $1,000. Or maybe you're giving them $10,000. Don't give them $10,000. Okay. Typically, guys, I usually give my sellers $10, but sometimes sellers will request or realtors request 1% of the purchase price. Okay. Now, this money is 100% refundable if you set up your contracts correctly. And that's what I teach you to do. However, it's only refundable during the inspection period. The moment you step outside of your inspection period, aka your window to wholesale a property, you now lose that money. You forfeit this money. So what we need to do as wholesalers is locate a buyer who is going to give us non-refundable money for us to cover our refundable money. So we just wholesaled a house, guys, and our earnest money was, let's say, $1,000. We had 7-day inspection period, 7 days where that money could be fully refunded. But on day 5, we found a buyer. We'll talk about blind HUD here in a second. We found a buyer who said, hey, Max, I want the property. Here's the contract. They signed an assignment contract, and they gave me $3,000 non-refundable. I now used that $3,000 to cover my $1,000, and that was in the positive $2,000. So now if the buyer backed out, seller went to shit, the whole situation died, I still made $2,000. Now, if the deal closed, I'll probably make 10 or 20. Does that make sense? Okay. But the earnest money, guys, a lot of you guys have effed up here, has a date that it's due. And if you don't actually deliver that earnest money to title, you're now in breach of your contract. So make sure, guys, on your agreements, you're giving yourself enough time to deliver the earnest money. If it's a low amount of money and it's, let's say, $100 and you want to send it in the title, send it in the title. It's fully refundable during the inspection period. However, you'll come across situations. Guys, what do you do if earnest money is, let's say, $3,000? Minimum earnest money is $1, Ben. I just put 10 because 10 looks better than $1. I put 10 on my contracts. If it's off market, on market, you got to put 1%. So let's walk through a hypothetical scenario. This has never happened in existence. There's a girl named, let's say, Jeanette, and Jeanette finds a house on Zillow for, I don't know, what, $300,000? Let's say Jeanette, in a hypothetical situation, found a house that looked like this for $300,000, and she just so happened to get the realtor to agree to, like, I think it was $215,000. Hypothetical. But the realtor said yes to $215,000. She gave us, let's say, a 5-day inspection period, but she wanted the earnest money on day 3, and she wanted 1%. And 1% of $215,000 is $2,150. Well, Jeanette is literally about to give birth, or she just gave birth. I don't know. I'm making this situation up, obviously. She doesn't have the money, but she has a good deal. And she needs to give the title company a refundable deposit of $2,150. What does Jeanette do? Is she cooked? What does she do, guys? What's she do? What's she doing? Is she just saying LOL? She's cooked. She can't get the deal. Well, Jeanette is a smart person. And what she did was she is now a Captain's Chest member. Yeah, she calls me. You can borrow that money, or you can just come to Max. And if you're a Captain's Chest member, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life, but I'm doing it anyways. I will lend you the money for free. So I sent the $2,150 in the title. Do I have the check here? No, this is another check. I think I ripped up the check. I sent the money in the title for free. We sold the deal. We only made $5,000. I didn't charge Jeanette anything. And she made $2,500 and I made $2,500. This is called Gator Lending. It was created by Pace Morby, and I will lend you earnest money for free if you're in the captain's chest. So just letting you know, there is a solution when that happens. All right. So with all that being said, guys, let's spend the next 5 minutes before we jump into the after hours session. Let's spend the next 5 minutes talking about crazy shit. Okay? Now, I will say that you guys requested that I change the live streams to not be webinar based, but to be like more chill, where you guys can turn on your cameras and stuff. So just give me a second to switch that over right now before edit event. 1 second. Edit this event. 1 second, guys. Let me edit the event. What? Okay, now, guys, that we're almost done with everything, give me your crazy scenarios. Ask me your hard level questions. One of them was a blind HUD. This and following events. Can we not make it a webinar? School webinar. There we go. Let's do a school call. You guys requested that you wanted these to be more casual. And you guys wanted me to like everyone to turn on the camera and just have a good time. So that's what we're going to do. These are super casual. Come in here. They're super fun. Oh, I can make premium only events. Ooh. Anyways, okay, there we go. It's saved. It's ready to go. All right. So, what crazy questions you guys got for me? What crazy questions? What's the crazy shit you guys want me to cover? All right, here we go. Here we go. What are the crazy questions? All right. I will say, okay. I will say that you guys all need to be here. You guys all need to be here on Thursday because, and I'm not exaggerating, Wholesalers Academy and this are the biggest announcements of my entire life. Guys, I am having like the biggest announcement of my entire life. Okay, here, just real quick. Okay, ask me your questions, then we're gonna hop in. I'm so excited for this. Been working so hard on this. So, my biggest announcement ever, guys. Make sure Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so it's crazy. Okay, yeah, you don't even know what it is. Okay, here we go. Just make sure to show up. Let's go. I agree. Let's go indeed. Okay, here we go. What are the crazy hard questions, guys? And we're jumping into the after hours session in 3 minutes. Novation. We're going to drop a full course on Novation soon. I just don't want to confuse you guys. A Novation is wholesaling to the MLS. It's wholesaling to Zillow. You find like a nice-ish house or a house in the middle of nowhere or a house that's not a good investment property, like a condo or an apartment or a townhouse. And instead of selling it to an investor, you actually put it on Zillow for a soccer mom and her finance husband to buy it. However, you can't just wholesale it onto the MLS. So you do a novation, which is a fancy word for saying substitution, which is a substitution of contract. So essentially, the seller's contract and a new buyer's contract will substitute your contract, and you'll end up putting a lien on the house. And that lien, aka that memo, will end up being your assignment fee. Are you confused? Cool. Don't worry about it for now. If you guys come across a situation where you need to get a novation done, you can come talk to me and I'll handle the entire novation process. Typically do like I don't know. It just depends on the split. It's a lot of work for me. So if you find a house that's not a good wholesale deal, you find a house that's in the middle of nowhere, you find a house where it's nice. It's just maybe the seller wants a little bit too much money, but it's still a great deal. Then we can consider novation. Okay. All right. You don't see the link to school after hours. So here's how you're going to get into the after hours. It's going to appear here at 6 p.m. That's how you're going to get in. It's going to appear here at 6 p.m. All right. All right. What are the next questions? You're retiring. I'm not. If I'm retiring, I should retire. I'm really tired. Okay. Blind HUD. What to tell? Yes, I'm going to tell you that, Mustafa, after this. So I'm going to tell you my secret sentence that I say to sellers or realtors when they say, why are you assigning the contract? It works every time. I'm not a wholesaler. I'm bird dogging for an investor. Well, my course, bro, I'm dropping a full bird dog course in December, and absolutely it's going to be helpful. 100%. I also teach you, I have the best underwriting course, and it's just getting better and better. I'm going to redo the entire thing. So it's absolutely going to be helpful for you. You also get access to lowballoffer.ai, my friend, which you can instantly just underwrite your properties in like a couple clicks. So I think it's really helpful for bird doggers. I love bird doggers. Okay, a blind HUD, guys. A HUD. Does anyone know what a HUD is? A HUD is a receipt that you wholesale the deal. And the problem with HUDs is that they're sent to the seller pretty much the day before close. Okay. So the title process, this is the title process, is the HUDs are sent before the closing day and before the funding day. Why do you think that might be a problem? Is the HUDs are the receipt, and the HUDs, they show how much money you're making, which is a problem because some wholesalers are going to be like, what the? Now, some sellers are going to be like, what the fuck? So you got two options. You can double close them, which means that you're buying the property and then reselling it to an investor within a few hours. It's an option we can do, and you have to do it in a few states. Or some kinky title companies will do a blind HUD. No legal advice here. Talk to your title company, where they'll sort of like, massage the numbers a little bit. Talk to your title company. Is it ethical? Talk to your title company. Max, I'm confused about HUDs. I got a whole course here on HUD. Whole course on HUDs. Okay. So guys, what we're going to do now is a wholesaler's after hours has started. Let's jump in here. Okay. Everyone click that link. Let's jump in here. All right. Yo. You guys can turn on your cameras. You guys can, Byron's the first one. Byron Carbajal. All right. You guys, if you don't want to turn the camera, you don't have to. So everyone, guys, we're going to move the live stream here. Yo, we got Hanzala, Big H, got Malachi. Malachi's always here, bro. Malachi's consistent. I love to see it. So if you guys need the link to join the after hour session, just click this link or just honestly just join from school if you're having problems. Okay. Nice. What's up, everyone? Fun course on contracts. We got to do our contracts courses here and there. Got to do it here and there. Any contract related questions, guys, before I move on to just like underwriting your deals and I don't know, talking about pirates and stuff. Max, how do we get paid same day as close? Oh, that's a good question, Han. So let me teach you how to do that. Because like you said, closing and funding are two separate events. I didn't know that. Can we be shirtless? Please. If you're a man, you can be. If you're a woman, no. Is it best to put a 14-day inspection period? Yeah. So we'll talk about all that in here. So I'm just gonna give you guys a second to jump in here. Move, guys, the live stream over to school. I'm going to end the YouTube channel. So go to school. All right. Who has questions, guys? If you have questions, you can just literally unmute yourself and you can just ask away if you want here. So what's up, bro?
I just signed up for Enzo today. Is your announcement going to mess that up for me?
It's not going to mess it up. No.
Okay.
I think it's actually going to work better for you.
Okay.
I'm so excited. So did you meet with your onboarding team like Alex?
In the morning, I talked to Sam. I spoke to Ruben today.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing to use at first, but I think you're going to be in great shape, man. So where are you going to pull your leads from?
I have X leads.
Beautiful.
But I'm not sure that that's the best source.
Try it, right? If you don't like X leads, then you can always pivot to a different source. Just make sure you clean the list really well. If you need help on cleaning lists, talk to Ty, but you're really going to have to clean that list good before you load it in Enzo.
Are you talking about mapping?
Mapping, yeah, but also just removing all the junk you don't want. So okay. Ty can help you with that. Talk to Ty.
Right.
But yeah, let's make sure that we clean those well. And then when you throw that into Enzo is such a good dialer that you should literally be having about 30 conversations an hour. So you should be killing it with that.
Fabulous. Thank you.
All right, cool. Guys in the YouTube, I'm going to end the YouTube live stream right now, guys. Here's the link. Last chance to get in. So get in now. All right. What other question you guys have before I answer?
Hey, Max, I have a question.
Hanzala's. Go ahead. Hello.
Hey. So I'm closing. I'm working on a deal right now. It's a land deal, but I'm having to do a double closing. I'm also JVing the deal. So here's the deal. So the guy, the JV guy has the buyer, and I found the deal. So, but then we're selling it to his buyer who is obviously it's buying the land for a lot more than I bought it for.
Yeah.
So my question is, I'm fine with the A. Okay, and then the other problem is that the AB part of the deal, they want to close with the broker's attorney, which is different. And this is in Puerto Rico. We don't do title. We do attorney closings. So now the B2C deal is going to be in a different attorney's office.
Okay.
So AB one attorney, BC a separate attorney, and then it's a JV deal with the end buyer coming from the JV partner. So my question is, because I'm so stuck with this, who gets, like, who do I put on the contract for my B2C? Because I am going to be double closing. So I'm coming to this thing as the seller. And I'm so confused. And I'm meeting with these people tomorrow to show them the property. And I don't even know what to do.
Okay. So let me try to. Jesus.
Yeah. That's confusing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's unpack this. Okay. So we have a deal. So where is the land being taken? Like, where is this deal taking place? Puerto Rico?
In Puerto Rico. Yeah.
That's crazy to me already. I mean, that's already out of my.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So we have the first A to B, guys. So some people, they also say A, B, and C. There's another way of saying it. But in reality, this is more like A, B, C, and D, right? Because there's two of you guys.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys have a JV though.
So I will be having, I'm going to enter in a JV with him tomorrow before I take him to show the property to these buyers.
JV or assignment?
Well, I think it's JV because it's his buyers.
No, but you can also do an assignment with the wholesaler. So can you walk me through the numbers on it? What did you pay for?
Okay. So I'm getting the deal. I'm getting the deal at 62,000. And then I'm selling it, and the end number is going to be 200,000.
What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I want this. Okay, I'll solve your problems for $1,000. Okay.
Okay.
And are you doing a 50-50?
Yeah.
Okay. How the hell did you find it? Why didn't you bring this to Max Dispo? What the hell?
Well, you know what? Next one.
Bring it to maxdispo.com. Okay, no, congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
It's done. No wonder you're anxious about it. So here, this is not a title state. Puerto Rico's not even a state title.
Exactly.
This is a closing attorney. So here they're using one closing attorney, and here they're using another closing attorney. So what is your issue? You're saying you don't know who to put where.
So I don't know. What I don't know is who in the B2C and who am I putting on the because it looks like I had to enter into a contract with the C, right, with the final buyer, right, because I'm doing a double closing, so I'm buying the property, and then what happens in the second part is kind of like when I'm confused.
Oh, because you're doing a double close. Oh God.
Yeah.
And this closing attorney is no help. They're not giving you.
So that closing attorney, I'm going to be meeting with a new closing attorney tomorrow because I thought my JV partner had a closing attorney, but it doesn't seem that closing attorney knows how to handle this type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got recommended another attorney tomorrow who's done similar deals before. So because I need my funding partner to be able to communicate with these people through the transaction coordinator. So it's like a mess. It's like I have like 10 pieces moving into this thing. Jeez. And there is a half of the deal doesn't know anything about double closings or even creative anything.
If you have trouble, you let me know because I can fund you the money and I can Nikki and figure this out tomorrow if you want.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
If you want me in on it, I'm not saying I'm going to dispo it, but I can also, if you're still struggling on this and these people don't help you, let me know because I can fund and we can just try to figure this out.
Okay. Thank you.
The double close part throws me off a little bit, but typically, right, you would just have your us wholesaler, your JV partner, then send an assignment agreement over to the buyer, and then you just bring that all over to the closing attorney. And then because now there's two closing attorneys, I guess they would have to communicate with each other. The double close part, you need the closing attorney to be knowledgeable in double closes in order to facilitate that. If they're not knowledgeable, there's just no way this is going to get done.
I know. I'm having a hard time with this.
You don't know anyone in?
Well, I think that there might be one now because I actually joined a little group of just people that I have been in a little class with, and some people created a chat. And I asked today, and someone said, I'm sending you the contact of an attorney who can help you with this. I told him your situation, and he said to call him in the morning. So he's a closing attorney.
Okay.
So it might be that he will be willing to at least listen to the transaction and help put it together. But up until today, I was like, how am I even going to do this?
If it's that good of a deal, you may literally need to double close, like a Jerry Norton takedown method, where you actually buy it, and then the next day we just resell it. That's what I'm thinking. If you can get enough earnest money from the guy, where I would rather personally be like, hey man, give me $10K earnest money. I'll sell it to you at a discount. I'll sell it to you at $185 just or whatever. I literally just buy this property for $60, whatever, $2,000, and then the next day I will just sell it to the guy, like a takedown method. If they're not familiar with double closing, I would pivot to takedown. I think their margins are so fat that I think you should just pivot to a takedown. If you need help with that, let me know. That's what I would do, but I'd only do a takedown method if you have that buyer committed for a fat amount of earnest money.
Yes, actually, I thought about asking the buyer to put down $20,000, $25,000.
Let him get a discount for the property. You're making so much money. Like pigs get slaughtered, hogs get killed. I don't know what the hell the saying is, but like give him a discount and be like, I need a fat amount as earnest money. I'm gonna buy this property and resell it to you. Give me a nice chunk of earnest money. And then, then you just buy the property and just resell it to him. That's what I would do, and have some commitment that he's already going to buy the property before you close on it. That's where I would pivot. Let me know if you need help.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you. And then also, so then basically, when they put that kind of money, they feel like, okay, I'm in already with this for this much money, and this is a non-refundable deposit, right? That I haven't put down.
100%.
Okay, excellent. Awesome. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. Keep me posted on that. That would be the assignment in the community. Okay. Quick, guys, before we continue, Hansel had a question: is how do we get the paid same day as close? Again, if you take the contract class, guys, I make it very clear that what you want to do is set up your closings never for Friday. Olivia, do you hate Friday closings?
I hate them. Despise.
Because what happens is that Friday ends up getting pushed to Saturday. Saturday you can't close, Sunday you can't close, and then you end up getting paid on Monday. So you want your closings and your fundings to be typically at least on Thursday. And what you're going to do, where the hell is it? Is you're just going to call the title company in advance and say, hey, can we schedule closing for as early as possible in the morning? Get everyone to sign as early as possible, and then I want to fund the same day. So you can get them to close at like 8 a.m., 10 a.m., and then you can get them to fund around like 12 to 2 p.m. so that you can close and fund the same day. You just need to call the title company and request that. Okay. What other questions do we have, guys?
I have a question. Yeah, go ahead.
There you go. You guys figure it out.
I'll make it quick. So I'm wholesaling right now off of Zillow. And my question is, I feel like I have a good 7 leads right now off Zillow. How would I go about getting the hold of the real estate agent or the seller itself off of Zillow?
Sure. Hold on 1 second. Stand by. I'm trying to record this session. Worst case, I'm going to have to keep this running on YouTube and just put the recording from YouTube in there. I can snip it. Okay, sorry. You know what? I'll be completely honest. I didn't listen to your question because I was trying to record and it's not recording. Repeat it one more time.
Okay, right now I have about 7 good leads off of Zillow. Okay. And I was wondering how I should go about getting in contact with them. Do I get in contact with the real estate agent or the seller itself.
What do you mean you have 7 good leads off Zillow? Like, what do you qualify as a good lead?
So going through the listing and whatnot, and I can tell it's a distressed property,
Good.
and running the numbers on what the ARV is and whatnot, I would consider them good deals. I don't know if they're actually distressed, though, if they want to sell for that purchasing price.
What do you mean?
Because I haven't been.
So walk me through it. So let's say you're finding a property on Zillow. You determine it to be a good type of property, and it's relatively priced well. So let's say it's priced at 100,000. Are you saying that 100,000 price that it's listed at is a good deal, or you're thinking like I can get this for 70, I may have a good deal?
Yeah, under their asking price.
Yeah. Okay. So that's great. So then what we need to do is to get you to start taking action and a little bit less analysis. And now you're asking, do I take action by calling the seller, or do I take action by calling the realtor? You should always call the realtor and respect the realtor seller representation that they have going on. So always start with the realtor. If the realtor is not presenting your offers or is not doing their job as a realtor, then you can go to the seller, but you have to go to the realtor. So I would call the realtor.
So then going off that as well, do you think it's a good idea to have a realtor myself as well if I'm going off of Zillow?
No, don't have a realtor.
No.
No, absolutely not. Reject that at all costs.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you're going to want to use, Jasper, are you a premium member, Jasper?
I am not yet.
Okay, no worries.
I plan on doing it once I get my first deal. I plan on reinvesting everything back into my business,
love that.
like getting a better X Leads membership and getting the Captain's Chess School.
Okay, no, love that, man. Perfect. That's the way to do it. So the 2 things I would recommend to you are, 1, I have a really good realtor script that I use. So that is up here in there. So if you guys are a premium member, you guys got access to this really good realtor script. This is my Zillow Infinite Money Glitch script. It's really, really good. This is how I talk to realtors so that they present my offers that are my full offers. However, just know that Zillow is a great place to do training, but I just want to make sure that you're not only focusing on Zillow, and that as a community, we're using Zillow as our training ground for talking to sellers, for running numbers. Like, you're learning what a good property is, how to run numbers, and now you're going to learn how to talk to sellers, realtors, and like negotiate. But I want to make sure that the other 80% of the time is where we're going to be making our serious money, where we're doing an off-market strategy. So what's your other strategy you're doing? Are you just doing Zillow right now?
Right now, it's just Zillow.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time. I have the monthly subscription of X Leads.
Okay.
And I'm having a hard time operating it. I'm still researching on how to run X Leads and whatnot. So today I focused on Zillow, and I found I want to say 7 properties I'd like to put an offer in and see where they go, but
Call them. Yeah, call them.
Okay.
Do it. I just want to make sure that we're also going to include off-market strategies. It seems like you're doing that, so you're on the right path. So that's great. But yeah, I think you should absolutely just call the realtor, and what you're going to do is just be like, hey, my name is Jasper. Was calling about your listing at 123 Main Street. You got a minute? Yeah, what's this about? Hey, just wanted to submit an all cash offer, or you can say that however you want to say it. You know, my partner and I wanted to submit an all cash offer. Just had a couple questions about the property, if you don't mind. Okay, cool. Then you just say, if you have any questions, like ask those questions, because you may actually have a few questions. Typical questions would be, is the property going to be vacant at close, or there going to be a tenant in there? That's something we need to know as investors. I want to make sure that when you call these agents, so that you're entering into the mindset. What's that sound? It's a weird sound. You're entering into the mindset of an investor. Don't act like a wholesaler when you're on the calls. A realtor can sniff that out. There may be some realtors that are going to be pretty shitty to work with, so just know that. When these realtors suck, they're mean. Don't get offended. But yeah, that's the weirdest sound coming from my headphones. But then anyways, when you're on the phone with them, I want you just to walk them through your math. Be like, hey, if I were to fix up this house real beautiful, where do you think you would list it at? You're the expert realtor. You know everything. Oh, I list this house at 220,000, it's gonna be gorgeous. Okay, great. So if if 220,000 sounds fair to me, you let them set the ARV. If their ARV is right, you say, okay, great. But when I sell the house, I got to pay someone amazing like you, 3%, and I got to pay the buyer's agent 3%. So I'm gonna have about 10% cost. So I'm gonna walk with about 200 grand. Sound about right? Yeah. Okay, well, what do you think the house needs for work? Oh, it is that. I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm just here checking my numbers. I'm going to talk to my partner, just make sure we're all good to submit our cash offer after this call. But you're saying repairs seem expensive. Yeah, it needs a lot of work. Okay, so I'm thinking it's like 60K. No, it's probably 40. You guys fight, whatever. Let's just agree it's 50. Well, if I spend 50K now in rehab, I was at 220. I have 20 grand in costs. Now I'm at 150. So my offer, in order for me to make a modest profit as a real estate investor for a 6-month project like this, I'll be completely honest, you're in the real estate game. Where do you think, before I say it, I don't want to insult anyone, you got this listed at 150. It's not going to work. I just showed you that there's no profit to be made. Is your client flexible? Oh, I can't say, honey, but if you submit an offer, I'll let you know that he is very motivated to sell. Ma'am, can you tell me right now, what's the lowest offer? Sorry, what's the highest offer he's declined? Well, they were coming in like at 100. Okay, ma'am. So in order for me to make a modest profit, I need to be at $110,000 cash, and I can close fast. If you guys are a captain comp, a premium member, I can provide you proof of funds. So if they ask, I can provide you proof of funds. And so that's your pitch. I can be at $110,000 cash. I can close fast. And if you need, I can provide proof of funds. Do you think that this offer would be interesting to your seller? Yep, we can get it done. Okay. So that's how you would do it, right? Does that make sense, man? So that's sort of the juggling conversations you're going to have.
No, it makes sense. And I really do appreciate your time, and I look forward to JVing with you sometime soon.
You got it, Jasper. Now I'm just going to throw something at you.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You are not going to sound like me on the phone, Jasper. It's okay. That came from 10 years of experience. However, you are going to make the call, Jasper, and the first call is going to be awful. The second call is going to be weird. The third call is going to go okay. The fourth call, the fifth call, and sixth call. And one of those 7 calls is actually going to go really well. And then you're going to be off to the races. The first one's the hardest. You're only going to get better, Jasper. Okay, buddy? Just go and make some of those calls.
Okay, I appreciate it.
You got this, bro. Okay. How do you that has more land than a house and there is not like a property like it? You probably don't buy that one, Tyra. It's probably not a good wholesale deal. Oh, I got to add that to my underwriting course. Add if no comps. There's no comps for a buyer too. Okay. What other questions?
Can you all hear me?
Guys, I got to end YouTube. So you guys are asking questions.
Max.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, can you check on that deal I sent today?
Damn, Jason's got that worst sounding mic. Jason, if we close your deal, I'm buying you a new mic, buddy. Holy shit. So guys, we're still live on YouTube because on mistake, I sort of forgot to record the live stream. So it's recording now, but I may just keep this going on YouTube just so I don't have to do some editing. Let's check Jason's deal here in the CRM. So I'll show you guys. You guys have any deals you need me to check? We're at this. Any other questions? Just unmute your mic and feel free to ask, guys.
Hey, Max.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Leopold, go ahead.
But you're back in Lisbon.
Bro, what's up, bro? I'm not going. Damn, I want to go to Lisbon.
Yeah, it's pretty cool right now out here, but yeah.
Dude.
Anyways, I'm gonna do it quick because I have a sociology test tomorrow at school, so I'll just ask this question and dip. But basically, I've had my Xlead subscription for about a bit more than a week now, and I used to be in the agency space and I used to do SMS marketing, so I had no problem with the A2P verification and everything.
Yeah.
So I got verified in 3 days. But the thing is, it's asking me for an ID verification to buy a phone number. And I've tried doing it with my mom's ID, my dad's ID and everything. Mm-hmm. And I think they're saying because I'm in a foreign country, it's not working. It's telling me it's giving me an error message. I've been talking to support for about a week now, and they haven't found a solution yet. So I'm wondering, do you have any tips on how to approach support? Because right now I'm just communicating to them by email, and it's really, really fucking long.
the billing at. Why don't you jump into one of their daily support calls?
Like the onboarding calls.
No, they run support calls like 24/7.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll check that out. Also, one last question. Basically, I chose my market to be DIM 1 in Iowa, and I've tried extracting all of the leads using XLeads leads tab, and I've only managed like by doing by removing all the filters and everything, and just doing like a single family homes in DIM 1 with like the looking to sell and everything, like motivated sellers and all of that. I've only managed to extract like 1.5k leads, and I don't think that's enough for SMS, right? I need a lot more.
Why are you only extracting 1.5? What's going on?
I don't know. I think there's not that's all that there are.
So wait, so when you signed up for X leads, you should have gotten like 25,000 leads, skip traces, right? Oh, in Des Moines, Iowa. Why don't you open up to more markets?
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just open.
Okay, I have to go.
There
I have to go study, but yeah.
All right, see you, bro. I'm messaging
Thank
Zach
you so much.
now. So I'm texting Zach for you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. See you.
Zach, see you, bud. User has a question on X leads from Portugal and is A2P verified, but can't verify his ID because he's foreign. What do you recommend? All right. I would just say you jump on one of the daily support calls. Okay. All right. What other questions y'all got? We got Zach on
Max.
next. Yeah, what's up, Jason? Let's see Jason's deal.
So I'm like brand new in the wholesaling realm. I'm having trouble starting, because I did my LLC with Northwestern, something like that. And they gave me a phone number, but it's like weird, like whenever I call, because I've called some friends with that phone number just to make sure it's not a spam risk. I did the call registry and everything, and it's still showing up as spam. Do you have anything?
Why does it LLC has nothing to do with the phone number? So I think that's where I'm confused.
Well, the registered agent that I signed up with, they gave me a phone number.
Where do you live?
I paid for a phone number.
Where do you live?
Houston.
What are you trying to use a phone number for cold calling?
Yes.
Where are you pulling your leads from?
Right now, I'm just looking them up myself on Zillow.
Why don't you
That's another question I had. What lead software should I use?
Check back with me at the end of the week on that.
All right.
XLeads is really good if you want to pull lists for cold calling. You do just use your cell phone. If you're calling Zillow, just use your cell phone. If you're calling, just use your cell phone. But I think if you need a single line dialer, there's some really good ones like, what are your guys? Just Call, Open Phone, Air Call. There's a ton of them. I'll try to, let me add that as well. Hold on. Single line dialers. But if you want to call a lot of people at once, that's when you would use something like Enzo. But I think, just use your, dude, if you're just calling Zillow agents, just use your cell phone. Or Google Voice. Just go set up a Google Voice.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, just go to Google Voice right now, Byron. You don't need an LLC phone number, this, that. Just go get Google Voice.
Okay, so I overcomplicated everything, basically.
Absolutely, but that's okay. We all do.
All right, but thank you.
It's all good, Brady. I wholesaled with my cell phone and Google Voice for like the first 3 years, guys. So, yeah, you don't need any. I mean, it just depends what your strategy is.
All right.
No, you're good, bro. Jason sent a deal in today. Jason, the notes on your deal, just letting you know, buddy, are that. Well, my first underwriter got it, and he threw it as a close but not a deal for us, Jason. Now we're going to go through the second stage of underwriting to verify his numbers. But he says you contracted it for 15K, and the ARV's only not. Let me double check the deal here. Let's just comp this deal. So here you go, Des. So Jason got a deal. I'm going to verify it. So this is Jason's deal, guys. Jason got this deal. He's under contract on it for 50,000. However, it's a bird dog deal, so there needs to be a lot of room in it for everyone. So this is a bird dog deal, and it recently just sold for 24,600. So that answers my question, Jason. If it just sold for 24,600, why are we paying 50K? That's about all I need to know. So here, my bad, guys. Let me share the screen. So here you guys go. So I just looked it up. I don't even need to comp it. It just sold for 24,600. Is it in the same condition? It's in the same condition. There's no point of even comping it. It's just a bad deal. If it's been remodeled, that's another question. So this property has been remodeled. Okay. So that's the argument here. It's max. Oh, has it been remodeled? What the hell's going on with this house? So what's going on with this house? It's like semi-remodeled. Okay, it has been. Jason, if the house was just bought for 24,000, I have no idea what's going on here. But the house was just bought for 24,600. It's not a good deal to buy anything more than 24,600. So something's weird here. But then why was it 70,000? Well, something's going on here. I don't like this deal. I don't like anything about it. But I'll quickly comp it. So how do we comp? I'm gonna spend 2 seconds on this. It's a 4-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,300 square foot house. Zoom, 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 zoom. Let's see, find a similar property in similar condition. Here's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,300 square foot house. This property, guys, sold for 32,000 in this condition. Technically, our house is nicer. So I will say our house is nicer than this piece of shit. Although I don't really understand the condition of our house. It's not really making sense to me. $50,000 house. So this is what Jason paid for his house. Is our house nicer than this house? It's the same type of house. Jason's house is nicer. So I will give Jason that. His house is also nicer than this one. I just don't really understand your house. Now, is your house nice enough for us to sell it at, let's say, 65, 70,000? That's a stretch. I don't think it is, bud, because it was just listed on market for 70 and didn't sell. So although the numbers seem to make sense, here's a house for 70. It's that the market is telling me that your house is not a good deal. You get what I'm saying? I think your house is probably about a 60, maybe a 60K house, maybe. There's a small fee to be had there. It's just what concerns me with your property is this makes no sense. So I think this is wrong. But this is what concerns me with your house. It was listed for 80. Maybe you can squeeze into 60, 65 for that one, Jason. It's just a tough deal. It's a tough deal. So I understand why my underwriter threw it out. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. My other fear is that the wholesaler is not selling it for a reason. What kind of wholesaler is this? Does he seem like he was just struggling to sell it? What kind of wholesaler, Jason? It's a weird property.
He just got it.
Yeah.
Mike, thank you for muting yourself. Let me read this JV agreement as well. Here, today was a contract course day, so let's read this JV agreement. All right, this is good for everyone. We're working on contracts today. So here you guys go. 50-50, that's a good contract. Is it exclusive? Negotiating seller management team, partner B, funds for both parties go agree. Okay. Earnest, if an earnest is required. Both parties agree not to disclose any property deal, not to bypass good. It doesn't say that this is exclusive. You're going to want your JV agreements to be exclusive. I don't want him going out and selling it to someone else. So just a little tip for you going forward. Okay, well, we'll continue to review it. It looks tight to me. But good job, though, bringing it over. We'll review it. All right, what other questions you guys got? Max, can you check the one that I sent, 406 Darden? Okay. What other questions you guys got for me?
Can you check the one I sent over for you as well? Yeah.
William, we got a lot of deals.
It was the 12-door portfolio we talked on, Friday?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't work for wholesale, and they are slow to respond to everything. So I don't know what to say.
Neptune.
Yeah, no, I've sent it to them 4 times.
Yeah. All right, gotcha.
It's too expensive for wholesale, is what we came to.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Are too slow to respond. So hold on, I'll message them again for the 5th time. So I think, unfortunately, if it's too high for wholesale, hey, did you get a chance to review it. All right. Then I think you're better off trying to contract it for a wholesale deal rather than just hope the fund gets back to us. 12-door portfolios take a long time. When's your option end on that one?
6 days.
You got 6 more days. Yeah, and it's like I said, it's too expensive for a wholesale because they locked it up at like fair price. We didn't get enough of a discount. So let's see. I will.
All right. Keep my fingers crossed.
I will keep on spamming them. Okay. What other questions you guys got?
Max, did you give us your assignment pitch for the contract yet?
Did not. I will do that once I end the YouTube video because I don't want everyone to hear it. I'm just using that to record this. Okay. I'll give you that at the end of this. Okay. Max Darden. Any notes on the innovation at the house in Fayetteville, Arkansas? Katrina, I don't know what you were saying because I looked in there and I didn't see it. So what ticket number is it, Katrina? You said you sent it in the Captain Comp? Because I literally looked today and I responded to you and said I don't see it. So maybe I missed something. What's the ticket number, Katrina? Max, you shut the house on 406 Darden. Uh, 406 Darden has been entered as a good lead. All right, something promising. John says, I think this is possibly a good deal. Let's review. All right, guys, we got a property. It's in Alabama. Let's underwrite it together. All right, guys, I'm going to give you guys all the address. And what you guys are going to do is underwrite it. All right, there's the address. Guys, wholesaler says that ARV is, who's the wholesaler? The wholesaler is Brandon. All right. So wholesaler says that he thinks, actually, I'm not going to tell you. What do you guys think ARV is? Okay. The house needs a roof and it needs HVAC. And seller gets, it seems like it may be a piece of shit. Let me quickly look for. It's a bird dog deal. Okay. So there's that. So I got to review the contract on that first. I'll let you guys underwrite the deal first. So please go underwrite it. Give me ARV, and then I'll tell you about rehab. What if I get him to get a price reduction of 10K? I think that may work, Jason. I think I'd rip it at that price. Again, it's going to go to the rest of the underwriters to look at it a little bit more closely, to spend more time on it. I looked at it briefly. But yeah. Oh, this is a non-exclusive JV. I may not be interested in it then. Just letting you know, Brandon, because I don't do non-exclusives. They're not worth my time. But we'll still underwrite this deal anyways. Okay. I got way too many deals to do non-exclusives. I'll work on it and resubmit. Okay, sounds good, man. Okay, so guys, here I'm gonna give you guys pictures now that you guys had time to look at it. Who has an ARV for me on that property? Here are your pictures. House is a cooked. There's your house. Absolutely cooked. It's a crack house with a green toilet. Big house. Big crack house. All right. So with all that being said, where are we at on this deal? Who has an ARV? Who has repairs for me on this property? We are looking at a property which is 2,000 square feet, absolutely cooked, built in 1984. That's actually pretty recent. Sales history, say anything? No sales history. Wholesaler has the deal at $65,000. Is this a good deal or a bad deal? What do you guys think? All right. So do I change wholesaler work with?
I passed on it.
We'll change it if I accept the deal, Brandon. I sent this property on 184 West. Okay, I got you, Adam. I'll check. Did Katrina ever get back to me? Katrina, my ticket number is 171. Okay, I'll get you.
Yeah, 171. Sorry, I had to look it up.
No, you're good. Thank you for that. I don't know why we missed it. So let me.
Well, yesterday during the office meeting or the office hours, I did it, but it never did anything. Like I got no reply, no notification that it went through. I redid it today, and I finally got the confirmation that it's been submitted.
I'm so sorry. Okay, let's see what.
Oh, that's okay.
So you said
I responded to that already.
okay. So 170.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
No, you're good. She told me that message earlier. ARV is 3%.
Oh, okay.
She's saying she's a novation. Is a seller open to possibly doing a novation on something like this?
She's fine with whatever. She just wants 225,000. She doesn't care. That's what she wants.
Okay.
Like she's open to whatever as long as she gets that.
Okay. This may be a novation. Ty, if you ever see novation, just as you know, ping me because you're not the novation guy. Nikki is the novation girl, so I'll look at it. Okay, let's do one thing at a time. Where you guys at? You guys say 80K repair. This is a land deal only. You guys think it's a teardown? Okay, 175. So okay, not a lot of ARVs in the chat. Disappointing you guys. I will do it. ARV on this one. What was the house again? It was 2,000 square foot house. Something like that. Okay, built 107. Real quick. Is this in a good market? All right, that's the first question. Is Opelika a good wholesale market? Do you guys know? Anyone know the answer? I actually don't know the effing answer. I don't know the answer to everything. That's why we have geoflipper.com. GeoFlipper. Go to GeoFlipper. You can literally just plug in the address of this property. It's pretty chill. So we're just going to plug in the address of this property. Is GeoFlipper, is this a good market? Dun, 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 dun. Average. Very, very, very average market. Wholesalable, not the best market. Okay. All right. Makes sense. This, good market. Outskirts here would be good. Out in here, bad. This, very average. Okay. All right. So some of you guys are saying ARV 100K. Some of you guys are saying 257 ARV. Well, we got ARVs all over the place. Yeah, guys, make sure to join wholesalers. Guys, spam your affiliate link. Get people to use your affiliate link. 150K. We are all over the place, guys. Let me figure this out. So this is one that everyone's all over the place. All right. So our house is bigger than this one. Can we find a similar brick house to ours? I'm looking at sold homes in the past. Let's go to past 12 months so we can find something pretty quick. 95K. Can we find something bigger? All right. Can we find something bigger? That's not. That don't comp to that. That house is a mansion. Anything around 2,000 square feet? I'm not finding much. I don't want to cross that freeway if I can help it. Man, there's not a lot of comps. So we may have to just use some logic here. This house sold for 180 and it's significantly smaller than ours. So I can tell you right now that ARV is north of 200. So if anyone said ARV is 100, you are wrong. If a smaller house, half the size, fully fixed up, sold for 180, you can deduce that yours should be worth more. Okay. Now here's a property that is a new build that sold for 260. Our houses were going to be less than new builds. Let me actually put that in the course too. That would say ARV is always less than new builds. However, this house is smaller than our house. I'm just starting to deduce just from I'm thinking ARVs. I'm guessing here. I'm thinking like 220 something. What do you guys? What's the vibe going on here? 150. No one really had a good answer. 175. I think you guys are low. Personally, there's no right answer though. We can click around and try to find something. This piece of shit sold for 136. It's just ugly. I feel like it's not full ARV inside. It's not bad, but it's not full ARV. Anywhere around 200, I think you're pretty safe. I think this may have just been an outlier. So I would guesstimate around 200. Okay, so for around 200, what do we think repairs are? I don't think this one's a teardown. So someone said this is a teardown. That's a fair guess to say. The structure of this house is too nice. It's a 1980s build. If it was a 1940, 1930, 1920, you could argue it's a teardown. This thing's pretty new, dude. It's younger than some of you guys here. One of you guys said 80K repairs. What do we think the repairs are, y'all? 60K. Irwin says 60. Kevin says 90, 85K, 100K. What does the cheat sheet say? Cheat sheet says this one's tough. This one's tough. Not all of them are going to be easy. I like it. It's like a puzzle. All right. What does the cheat sheet say? The cheat sheet says, I'm in the wrong course. I was in the contracts course too long today. What am I doing? My brain's fried. Underwriting. I'm redoing the underwriting course, by the way, guys. The cheat sheet states that we are 2,000-ish square feet, so we could probably lean either of these. So just take the middle of them if you don't know. Abandoned ship. I'm thinking around 80K for abandoned ship. Is this an abandoned ship? I'm thinking it may be more of a Shiver Me Timbers plus a few majors. Probably needs, what were the notes on the deal? Notes said it needed, I think it needs everything. I don't really care what the notes say. So notes said it needs a roof and HVAC. So yeah, I mean, personally speaking, I'd say around 80. I think 80, considering Bama's not that beautiful of an area. I could see 100 in an area if it was a nicer area like Dallas. So if you guys guessed anywhere around 80, 90, 100, I think you're a pretty good guess. 150 is too high, Slew. 70K, I feel like it could be a little low, but I also don't know. 60K, I think Irwin's a little low on that one. Just around that. 40K is going to be way too low, Cliff. So that's where we're at. Long story short is, let's plug in the numbers, and then I'm probably going to wrap up this live stream. So put the address in, put the numbers. Let's just guesstimate 200K ARV with 80K rehab. Yeah, that's fucking low. It's doing 80K repairs to a house that's worth 200K sucks. Wholesale got at what price? This is a tough one. This is when you sort of got to use judgment. 65K. It's too expensive in my opinion. Maybe repairs are less. Maybe they're 60K and then it makes sense. Maybe ARV is 225 and then it makes sense. If these were the numbers, then it would make sense. Then the low ball would say 70, then it would make sense. I don't know. That one's tricky. That's one that we may have to Hail Mary and just try to sell it. The only thing I like about it is that it's a 1980s build. All right, what other questions do we have? God, that's a weird house. I don't know the right answer to that. That house is cooked, bro. The only other thing you guys can do in situations like this is go find another house that's sold for around the price that you got yours at and see what value you're getting for your dollar. 95K gets you a small little house. Problem is you're just in a bad market. If you were in Birmingham, this thing would have sold. You're just not in the best market. Someone paid 60K for this crack house. Someone's on crack. Hard one. And guys, not every deal you're going to know. Like some of them are just a sort of subjective up to guess. This is a weird one. We're going to have to look into this more. All right. What other questions y'all have? 150. Ooh, this is like the best comp yet. This is probably our best comp yet. What other questions you guys got? What other questions? All right. I know I got to give you guys my secret pitch here at the end. What other final questions you guys have before we wrap up?
Max?
Yo.
I was asking, could you please look at the one that I said was kind of crazy for me to comp?
Sure. Which one?
I have my numbers, but I don't want to put them out there just yet because I might be a little high.
Which one was that one?
It's 6371 Fruit Ridge.
Okay, let me look at this. Let me check this the Novation ticket real quick. Because I know I have to do that. I've been meaning to do that. So in Captain Comp, guys, which is our private underwriting portal that's available to all premium members, we got submitted a deal. I will comp that privately because why would I show that on the stream? That's probably not right. So let me just comp this half a second comp here. Novations, guys, they work for properties that are a little bit nicer. So the numbers here for this one are that seller wants 225. Got married 3 months ago and moved 3 hours away. It's a second house she does not need. Okay, well, good for her. Assume it's a really nice house, right? Let me know if anything I'm saying is wrong. I don't have pictures of it, but assuming
I have pictures on my phone. I can send them
Oh,
after.
nice.
I don't think I can send them while I'm in here.
Just give me a vibe check. Is it original 1990s condition or has it been remodeled in like lately?
Well, she says it's been kind of the new floors and new paint in the last 2 years, but she's got carpet in 2 of the bedrooms, and it looks like carpet in one of the bathrooms too.
So it's a little bit of grandma, but not a lot of grandma. Like grandma.
Like the pictures are kind of, I don't know. I think it could use a new coat of paint throughout. It's not like HTW beautiful.
It ain't HATV. Perfect. Okay, that's a good judgment. So the house of yours, guys, we're looking at a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom?
It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, I think. Let me check my notes.
2,000-ish square foot house in a nice neighborhood. It looks like a 1,400 square foot house. Excuse me. Looks like suburbia. Just looks like suburbia. Okay, so can we find a property? Maybe the property we're looking for needs a little bit of paint and carpet. Okay, so what we comp, guys, is we comp for after repair value. We also comp for as is. What would our house sell for today in its current condition? Okay, and then we see is 225 a good deal. Here's probably a really good comp. This house is really nice. Does our house look like this? Sort of outdated?
No, it does not.
Is ours nicer?
Yeah, it's no, ours is not as nice. No.
Oh, well, ours is not as nice in this sold.
I mean, it's
257.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much one of the comps I used.
This one's a 2008, so it's a newer house. That sold for 330. Trying to find a similar house to yours, but I mean, you thought the house was. What do you think the house is currently worth today if I were to put it on the market?
I think it would sell right now for 260 as is.
Okay,
that's based on what I found in that area.
Okay,
just like that.
I
think comparing pictures to pictures.
I think you're about right.
So that what you're looking at right now is kind of what her house looks like, but she's got epoxy floors.
Okay, so let's just say it sells for 260. All right, what's the days on market out here? How long are these taking to sell? These are not selling relatively quickly, I don't think. So if we wanted to sell it fast, maybe we'd have to list it at 255. Okay, we're on the same page.
Okay.
If we listed it for 255, okay, and we had to pay agent fees and closing costs, a good number is 10%. We can probably get it done cheaper. Maybe we can get it done at 7%. Okay. So let's take 93% of 255,000. So 255 times 0.93, that's 237. So that only leaves us with 12K left if everything goes well for our assignment fee. Could this work? Yes, I think it's tight. So I know she wants 225. I would love if she would take something closer to 210. I'm open to it, but for the work on innovation to squeeze out maybe about a 10K, these deals are a lot of work. So you think there's a world that goes anywhere less, or you think there's a world where maybe we can sell it a little bit higher? It's not a bad deal by any means. Did a good job.
Yeah. As is, I don't know that we could sell it for higher than 260 as is. If you want to sell it faster, obviously you got to sell it lower. But,
can you send me those pictures from school or somewhere?
Yep, I can send them. How do I attach pictures off my phone on the school? Where do I do that at? Do I do it on Captain Com?
You can put them on Captain Comp. I'm pretty yeah. My only fear is it just doesn't sell as it's tight. That's one's but I don't know. It's one of those. It's like man, that's tough.
Yeah,
that is tough.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was close.
Close.
It's hard to not want to do something with her because she's one of the, out of all the leads I've bought, she's actually replied to me. So
yeah, she's a good lead. You just wish you could. You think there's not a world where she's 220 if it just appeared in her lap?
Well, when I asked her if she would consider, because she said she's already gotten cash offers for 210 and she's turned them down. And so I said, well, if I can get you 215, would you do it? And she said she'd consider it.
I think there's a world we can do 220. So maybe we can just run the novation at our current price. And if we get a low offer, then we go back to her and say, hey, because we're not going to tell her we're buying it, right? We're not going to lie to her. We're going to say,
Right.
hey,
Right.
we're gonna source a retail buyer for this property. We're gonna handle the entire process. We'll handle the showings. We'll get it all done for you, and then we may have to come back and be like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. The best we can provide you right now, you don't have to take it, is $220,000, but we're gonna be able to close on this in 14 days or whatever." She may just say, "Okay, done."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, I like it. Please send those pictures in. Let me text Nikki right now. What was that ticket number one more time?
171.
All righty. Good job.
Thanks, Max.
Number, no, good job. 171 Novation. Looks like possible 10K fee. Please look. Okay. Final questions, guys, before we wrap up. I know I got to tell you the secret phrase. So, all right.
Yeah, we want to know the secret.
Buy YouTube. Join Academy. Peace. Okay. So